Wholesale real estate will never be the same. There are major changes happening in the wholesale real estate arena. And I'm going to talk about some of those changes, especially if you're a beginner, you're just starting out with wholesaling real estate. You need to understand these changes that are coming to the industry so you can better prepare yourself. And even if you're a seasoned wholesaler, these things are something you need to watch out for. And you may need to implement and change some things on your documents for legal paperwork and whatnot in your real estate business. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you all. All right, so hey, homeowners, watch out for those shady wholesalers. New law looks to rein in those who trick off market homeowners to sell. But there are changes happening in this industry, you all, and you have to understand that more and more states and cities and counties are implementing new laws. This is a very new state that I didn't hear about before is starting to implement laws like this. And so right here you have, this website. I believe this is from Connecticut, actually. And so let's read the article. We'll go over it and I'll pause at some times and we'll talk about what they're talking about and my opinions. The post-COVID heavy sellers Fairfield County real estate market has been a wild, wild west. All right, so good market out there. Homeowners receiving a lot less money than their homes are worth. Wholesalers are seeking to buy off-market properties through cash deals. Over the past 20 years, many homeowners with nearly 20 years of equity in their home have been solicited postcard, email, text, phone calls by unlicensed people who wants to buy their properties. Obviously, this article is coming from a vantage point or point of view of, hey, don't work with wholesalers ever, right? Just the way so far we've been reading it, it kind of sounds like they're against wholesalers. First of all, they're highlighting that wholesalers are unlicensed. Yes, so are flippers, so are landlords, so are a lot of people that do professional work, right? So the pitch goes something like this. My partner and I have an interest in your home at boom, 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 is exploring this sell is exploring the sale of any consideration this year. Please keep us in mind if you would like to discuss. Or there's the one where a person sends a postcard with the following language: cash offer, all cash, boom, 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 as is, close ASAP. Under Connecticut Public Act, real estate wholesaling constitute anyone orchestrating the sale of a residential property for compensation without taking title must comply with strict registration, disclosure, and contract rules. That includes entering into a written contract with the seller to represent that homeowner if finding a buyer or other ways to dispose of the property. All right, so they do have some sort of disclosure requirements in Connecticut for wholesaling, and it's the whole state. Other areas, they just want a particular city to abide by certain laws or certain regulation, but Connecticut is the whole state. So they're calling them wannabe real estate agents. And even a former NHL hockey player. So wholesaling has never been deemed illegal. Okay. Yes, I'm glad that they established that. And in some circles is considered necessary for turning over properties that are blighted or are owned by distressed sellers. Yeah, those are the properties we're going after most of the time. Yes, and we cast out a large net, and sometimes our marketing may go to people who have a ton of equity, their property is not in distress. Yes, and they may get a letter. We're not targeting those properties, we're targeting the properties that you're just explaining right here. The way a small fraction of them do business has been questioned by state legislators. Okay, so this senator or rep put some restrictions on wholesaling. It goes into effect July 1st. So it just passed. So if you're in the state of Connecticut, you have to understand this is happening right now. So that's why I said this is a state of the union. You all need to understand that wholesaling will not be the same. So this is from this person or Joe's real life experience. Joe, I'm an attorney in my full-time job. I do a lot of real estate law. And the year before I sponsored the bill, I received a number of inquiries from potential clients who had signed contracts to sell their home and later had extreme concerns and regrets about the terms they agreed to because they weren't fully explained to them or that they didn't understand them. He added that in a lot of cases, they truly didn't understand the value of their homes, right? It's what he refers to as information deficit. Zulu was cautious not to cast blame to all wholesalers, but he acknowledged there is some trickery and deception by the ones who simply are greedy. I should preface that our I should preface that are plenty of wholesalers who are trying to do good by you. So a lot of people were getting calls from, we can sell your home, your house for $250,000, and somebody who bought their house for $20,000 in 1960s think that's a great deal because they don't have a mortgage, but they don't know their home is worth $400,000. Yeah, and that's the thing. In order for you to wholesale the property to make it sense to sell to a cash buyer who either wants to flip it or hold it as a rental, these are the type of scenarios you're working with. But the only thing is, this can all be working fine and great, but if the property is in disarray and it needs a gut job, it needs to be repaired, and you're putting 70, $80,000 into the property, then yeah, your house could be worth 400,000 all fixed up, but in reality, it is worth $250,000. And I think this is something that a lot of these people don't understand. Yes, I'm buying this for this reason because it's the as is value of this property. Zoe pointed out that the courts had addressed such issues between wholesalers and unwitting homeowners. All right. Okay, so details of wholesaler registration law. The law mandates that anyone operating as a real estate wholesaler must hold an active registration with the Department of Consumer Protection. Wow. So it's not a license where you have to get a test and everything, but you have to register with the DCP. Applications can be filed through the state's e-license portal. Registration fees $285 and must be renewed every 2 years. Also, holding a real estate broker salesperson license does not bypass the requirement to also hold a wholesaler registration. So you have to register. So there's more laws, there's more regulations, and you have to register. I like this a little bit better than a license that some cities and states offer because a registration is, hey, yeah, I established I'm a wholesaler. I don't have to go through a test or some sort of licensing process requirements. I just go in, I register, I'm a wholesaler, I pay to do, and I go in. And then, of course, disclose what I'm doing. Hey, this is what I'm doing, seller. This is how it works. I'm going to have people come in to look at the property. All right, contract and closing rules. So they do have more rules about that. Cancellation window. Every wholesale contract must grant the seller the right to cancel the agreement for any or no reason within 3 business days without penalty. I like that. I can respect that. I think that's fine. And honestly, I would do that too if like a day later, 2 days later, a seller say, hey, I just can't do this right now. I'm gonna be like, okay, fine. Now there are other wholesalers that are gonna be like, they're gonna strong arm them and be like, no, you sign, you gotta do this. No, 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 I'm gonna take you to court. Closing deadline. The original contract must identify a closing date that is no more than 90 days. So let's say you're working with a probate lead and probate is going to take a while. You can't put it past 90 days. I remember I worked with a probate deal and I had to wait maybe 4 or 5 months until I actually was able to do it. But I didn't have them under contract throughout the whole time. But thinking back, maybe it would have been a good idea to have them under contract for that length of time. But under this law, you can't go past 90 days. Wholesalers are strictly prohibited from placing a lien or encumbrance on a property under a wholesale contract. So all of these rules come into effect July 1st. So you have to watch out for it. There are penalties for wholesalers operating without a valid DCP registration. It is classified as an unfair or deceptive trade practice. Okay, examples of current wholesalers. This reporter has been made aware of many wholesalers over the past year looking to buy his property as the market for available housing shrinks. One goes by Punch Rock LLC, which is operated by St. Louis Blue hockey player and Bristol native Scott LaChance. Another is Mike Robert of Fairfield. I promise I won't waste your time. I'll pay you top dollar and close whenever you're ready. Robert goes one step further than the other two wholesalers by including a cash offer for the home sight unseen. So this is the article. What do you all think about the rules and regulations that's coming into this industry? What changes are you making in your business? Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.